Now we are going to be looking at the volume of prisms. If you didn't watch the surface area video, I suggest watching that first. That way you're familiar with prisms before we go into volume here. Now instead of surface area, where we're looking at volume, and volume is referring to the amount of space that the object contains, or that could be contained within the object. So referring to our Keystone formula sheet that we've been using, this is a rectangular prism again, and your volume formula can be found here, length times width times height. Any other prisms, we can use the following formula. For example, triangular prism again, we are looking at a base that's a triangle. The volume would be the base area times the height of the prism, found the same way, the height is found the same way. So let's look at our first example. So this is a rectangular prism. If I think of the base facing forward here, that means 8 would be the height of the prism, this would be like my length, and 10 would be like my width. So volume is length times width times height. I'm going to substitute in my numbers. 15 times 10 times 8, I get a volume of 1,200. And the unit on volume is a little bit different since it's not an area, it's not measured in square units. This is now looking at how much it contains. So it's going to be measured in cubic units. So this volume is going to be 1,200 cubic inches, which is that's how we would represent it. Inches with the inches to the third power inches cubed. Cubic inches for volume. And that's your volume. Let's look at a different prism. So this prism is not quite a rectangular prism. The front base here is actually a parallelogram. So we can use our other formula for this. So our other formula is base area times height. So the base, we're going to be looking at a base area for a parallelogram, and the height of my prism is going to be 6.2 feet. When I look at the base area of a parallelogram is base times height. So the base of the parallelogram is 7.3, and the perpendicular height of the parallelogram is 4.5. So the base area is going to be 32.85, and we'll keep it to the nearest hundredth for now. Now we can substitute everything in. So 32.85 times the height of this prism is 6.2. And now when we multiply, we'll round our final answer to the nearest tenth, and we get 203.7 cubic feet. Cubic feet. Be very careful with your units for volume and surface area. Okay, now we have a triangular prism. So this triangle is serving as my base. That means 25 would be my prism height. I'm going to be looking at this volume formula of base area times height. Base area, we are looking at the triangle this time, so 1/2 base times height. So 1/2, the base of the triangle is 10, and the height of the triangle is given is 12. So 1/2 times 10 times 12 gives me 60 square centimeters. And now I can substitute in. So volume would be 60 square centimeters times the height of this prism, 25, giving me a volume of 1,500 cubic centimeters. 1,500 cubic centimeters. And last example. The volume of a triangular prism is 655 cubic feet. The height of the prism is 5 feet, and we want to find the area of one of the triangular bases, or we want to find that base area. So it's a triangular prism, so volume equals base area times height. I know the volume and I know the height of the prism. I just want to know what the base area is. So let's substitute in. So the volume is 655. Base area I don't know. Times the height of the prism is 5. So I get 655 equals 5 base area. I want this base area. I'm going to divide both sides by 5. 655 divided by 5 leaves me with a base area of 131. And we're looking at a base area. So this one's actually going to be measured in square feet because it's an area. So the base area is 131 square feet. And that is all for volume.